don't write yourself off. Don't think because I'm from this place or I sound this way, it can't be me. If God's calling and you're obedient, it will happen. That's been my journey. It's proof that he calls people like me and people like you too. So I grew up here in Birmingham in an area called Aston, which is in the sort of inner city north, a place where people love each other, a place where people are neighbours. In my opinion, there's not really a better place to be from. My brother became a Christian first. He invited me along to New Wine with some of his church family and friends. Went for a week camping, thinking great holiday, and while there, encountered God in like a completely life-changing, transformational way. I think because there were just such a sense of, I guess, the love and that I'd received that I then wanted to give. And so when it came to being involved in my local community in things like youth work, it was a sense in which I've always loved Aston, but when I became a Christian, I knew that God loved Aston. So in 2012, I was approached by my vicar to consider becoming a mission apprentice for the parish. So a mission apprentice was a funded, local, homegrown leader. There was a bit of shock about it. There was a bit of reticence on my part, really. God doesn't call people like me. God doesn't call people from where I'm from. God doesn't call people who sound like me. But then 3 people from the church all went off to train to be vicars and proved me wrong. And it was massive, really, because there was examples I could follow, and it showed me what was possible. So throughout my time at the church and as mission apprentice, there were people who would come and sort of share with me, oh, we feel this. And whenever it was tied to ordination, I would sort of be like, no. A bit like in the same way that I thought, well, I can't work for a church. I was like, I definitely can't be a vicar. So the final moment of me like giving in was being at New Wine in 2019 and praying, God, I don't know what you want of me anymore. You need to tell me what to do. You need to show me what to do. And that evening in worship, having 3 things happen. The first was a picture, and it was of me in a dog collar. The second thing was a piece of scripture that came to mind. And then the third thing was this tap on my shoulder that happened. And it was a guy I'd never met before, never met since, who'd come from the back of a 1,400 person venue and being like, while we were worshiping, God pointed at you and said, that's my church leader, so I needed to come and speak to you. And he said, are you a vicar? And I said, no. And he was like, yeah, but God says you're his church leader. I've got to do this. So when you're going through ordination training, vicar training, while you're at college, sort of in your final year, you start to have conversations. So where might you be for your curacy for the next few years? They were like, we'd like you to consider St. Martin's. And so being able to minister here at the parish church of Birmingham, right in the middle of the city, to get to work with such a diverse group of people, from the homeless guys who will be sat in here on a Monday morning, to visitors who are from all over the world come in, to the Lord Mayor who comes and has a service here, to wherever else it might be, really. It is quite amazing. The life of Birmingham comes to this building. And so for someone who loves Birmingham, to be able to be here and be a part of that's amazing. Saying yes to ordination has been a thing that's helped me to be more than me I'm meant to be.